There is this tree in northwest Uganda called the Saka tree. It's in the land of the Lugbara people. Legend has it that when you speak a lie under this tree, a spirit will attack you. Then there is another tree in another part of Uganda, Masindi district. It's called the Nyakaima tree. This is a massive tree. It's a ficus tree species with huge buttress roots. The buttress roots split the lower section of the tree into 18 sections, and to them, they call them rooms. People come and pray below this tree. They bring offerings, they bring food and money. They believe that when you make a prayer under this tree, you will go and get what you've prayed for. So the question is, why would the person attach such a kind of significance to a tree? Why would somebody worship a tree? Why would somebody think that asking something from the tree, they would get it? Well, when you look at all these trees, they have something in common. They are very old trees. This Nyakaima tree, this ficus tree, was found to be over 650 years through carbon dating, which is a pretty accurate method of dating living organisms. And so is the Saka tree up north. It's also a pretty old tree. So they are all very old trees, and they are massive trees. They command respect. They are bigger than all other organisms around them. And something else common about this tree is there is a story woven around each of these trees. When you look at the Nyakaima tree, legend has it that there was a woman called Nyakaima who used to stay under this tree. She used to live near this tree. The tree gave her shelter. It was something important to her. So she gained this kind of importance that she passed on to the generations after her kids and offsprings. So is the Saka tree. The Saka legend around the Saka tree is people used to sit under this tree to decide what is right or wrong. It was like a court meeting place. Yeah. So you will find that each of these trees have a story around them, and this story is passed on from generation to generation. But the way this story is received is also something common about these trees. Now, when you look at this Nyakaima tree, you will find that the first person who lived under this tree saw it as something important to her, a source of shelter and other benefits that come from living under a massive tree. Now, the generation after her sees the tree in the same way, because they received the message directly from her. Now, the next generation will see it as an ancestral tree. It's like it becomes an ancestor because it outlives them. Now, the generation after it will see this tree as a semi-god of a tree. Now, this current generation sees it as a conduit to God. So, you see how it's like a form of metamorphosis, like something physical transcends into something transcendental, but it's all because the physicality is being lost, and value can only be preserved through spirituality. And so is the Saka tree in the north. People used to sit under this tree to judge, to decide what is right and wrong. The generation after these people believe that this tree is like a place you meet and speak the truth. Now, the generation after the tree will believe that the tree has the spirit of truth. And probably the next generation will see the tree as the God of truth. So, basically, it's all a metamorphosis. It shows how value is transferred from the physical to the spiritual, because the language spoken by the people who live near these trees are spiritual language. So this is the reason why people would choose to worship the tree, because it's the kind of language they speak. I can't judge whether this is right or wrong because I don't speak that language. I don't have much understanding of that spirituality, but in the scientific and psychological sense, it makes sense for these people to worship these trees because of the value that has been attached to it. Psychologically, I can pick one word, which is respect. It's the way they show respect to the tree, and that's the best of the language they have, because in scientific terms, these trees are very important to the ecosystem. They have the huge root network under the trees and the massive crown. The age, the sheer age of these trees shows that they are climax species. They have their own microclimate. So whether these people are doing the right thing, worshipping the tree or not, what I'm very sure of is the tree is important to the environment, and whatever they do should make sure that the tree is preserved. So whether it's good to worship the tree or not, I think I leave that question to you. Maybe you can share your views in our comment section.